Hey guys, it's Katie from A Mother Thing, and today I wanted to do something a little different. I wanted to talk about self-care. I've written recently on my blog, which is actually the first time I've written in a really long time, personal stuff from the heart. And the reason for that is because since December, when I had my fourth baby, I've been struggling with depression and anxiety, postpartum, which has exacerbated my already fragile mental health. And so for the last 9 months, I've been kind of out there in the ether, not knowing what to do or how to relate to people. And I've been really struggling. And it's only been recently, as in last weekend, that I finally was able to sit down and actually analyze my thoughts and feelings and actually figure out what's going on with me. And the truth is that I didn't really recognize, or I guess I did recognize that I had postnatal depression, but I didn't actually verbalize it in any way. And I didn't seek help for it or kind of figure out any way of making it better. So last weekend, I just sat down and I wrote a blog post all about it. And I felt really good. I stayed up until like 2 a.m. writing it. And it just felt good to write and do something from the heart. And on my blog this whole year, I've posted a ton of recipes and crafts and articles about all numbers of things, but nothing really and truly personal. And the reason for that is partly because I had a really traumatic birth. Baby Wilder came into the world not breathing and blue, and my placenta, I had a placental abruption, and it was just this nightmare situation that I really found difficult to deal with. And it's just been haunting me this entire year. He's perfectly healthy and he's growing like stronger and bigger than any of my other kids did. And he's just hitting his milestones really quickly, and it's awesome. But the trauma of the birth really stuck with me. And I think that's part of the reason why my depression has been so bad. But anyway, I wrote this blog post and it kind of felt like I opened something up inside of me, and I felt like I was ready to finally accept help and practice good self-care. So the next night, that night, and the whole next day, I actually spent the whole day working on a new bullet journal. If you follow my other account, which is heykatie.net, that's my other blog, and my accounts there are Hey Katie blog. That's my kind of bullet journal account, my art account. I do lots of pretty things and passion projects, and it's all of my art therapy that I give myself. And on there, I'm really big into bullet journaling, but again, I haven't really done it this year because of the depression. So I decided to start a new bullet journal as of September, and really just try and focus not on making every day scheduled, which is what I used to use my bullet journal for, and it was really helpful, but to actually just get through the dissonance that I'm feeling with the world at the moment. So I grabbed a Scribbles That Matter bullet journal, which is actually one of my favorite journals to use. I didn't necessarily love it when I first started using it, but I really do like it because it's very much set up for a lazy bullet journaler. Like other planners and things and notebooks, you have to create your own indexes and future log and your own page numbers and all that. But this one is really set up for the bullet journal person who just wants to get it done. So it's got a title page, which I've entered. It's got its own, you can create your it has a key and an index page, so you don't have to create those. You could just start writing them down. And then the rest of it, and it's got page numbers already in there, so you don't have to really worry about that. So it's really nice. So what I did is I sat down, and first of all, I created myself a little future log, which just looks like this, and it's just outlining the major holidays, birthdays, anniversaries, and stuff that are throughout the year, just so I have them and don't have to think too hard about them. And then I created for the rest of this year. I didn't worry about next year. I'm sure I will eventually create something for next year. But for now, I just wanted to get through the end of this year. So I created this little future log as well. So you can see September has all of my appointments and birthdays, anniversaries, holidays, anything coming up that's important. And I've just written them all down on the day that they are commencing. And for me, having this foreknowledge of what is to come is really helpful for grounding me. And so I can look at this and I can actually see what it is that is coming up and know that I can prepare myself for it, because I am not good with last minute things. which is weird because I've always been a sort of impromptu person, and I hate like knowing something's coming, because then I sit and dread it, and then it gets to the point where it's about to happen and I freak out and then I don't do it. And so that's part of my mental illness. But I have found that when I keep it in like this, in a log where I can literally just see what's coming up and know exactly, how many spoons it's going to take, because I am a spoonie. And if you haven't heard about the spoonie theory, you should look it up, because it's a really good theory for people like me who suffer from chronic pain or autoimmune disease or even mental illness. And I actually used this to explain to my husband, and it's really helped him to understand this spoon theory. So look it up if you don't know it already. But the main thing that I wanted to talk about today, and I know it's taken me a while to get to this point, is the next night after I wrote that very personal blog post, I wrote another post, which ended up being really long, but hopefully very helpful. And it's about how to write affirmations that really work. And now I'm not an expert in this, because I am not the kind of person that has ever really used affirmations, at least not knowingly. And in the post, I talk about how we all actually use affirmations daily, but not necessarily positive ones. So an affirmation that you might use every day is something like, someone says, "You look really nice today." And you go, "Oh no, I look terrible. Oh." And that's an affirmation. That's you telling yourself, and you probably do it a lot, that you don't look as good as you want to look. And you tell yourself that all the time, because you have 10 pounds to lose, or you want your hair to grow, or your makeup isn't perfect, or whatever. And you can't take that compliment because you daily tell yourself you're not good enough. And those are affirmations. And there are terrible affirmations, and we all do it. And the point of positive affirmations is to repeat to yourself these words and phrases that will make you feel powerful. Now, we've all seen in movies and TV shows, the geeky kid who goes in front of the mirror because he's about to ask out the school cheerleader or whatever. And he's like, "Brandon, you are strong, you are powerful, you are super smart, and any girl would be lucky to have you." And, we laugh, and because it's so silly, like this clearly geeky, ugly kid trying to tell himself he's smart and handsome and everybody loves him. Oh my gosh, isn't that funny? And it's a trope that every movie and TV show uses at some point. And, there's a great one on Friends where Bruce Willis comes in and he plays Ross's girlfriend's father, and he's trying to seduce Rachel, and he goes into the room and he's in front of the mirror and he's like giving himself affirmations, and Ross is listening, and it becomes the punchline for the whole episode, where Ross is making fun of him because he overheard him telling himself these positive affirmations. And the truth is that everybody, you can do this, and it doesn't make you stupid. It feels stupid, believe me, because I've been doing it for the last week, and you do feel very silly, but they work. And it's all about reframing inside your mind how you want to look at the world and how you want to look at yourself. So with positive affirmations, what you have to do is you have to phrase them in such a way that you are speaking as though you already are the thing you want to be. So you phrase them with, the best ones start with "I am." I am is such a powerful word, such a powerful phrase, because being something, if you tell yourself you are something, you will become that something. You have to just already assume you're there. So these are kind of like, you want to visualize your future, and you want to make sure that you are phrasing your positive affirmations in such a way that your future has already come to pass. So if you want to, lose 50 pounds, you would say something like, "I am 50 pounds less," or "I have hit my goal weight and I am looking fabulous." And if you say that to yourself every day, you will get to that point, because you are reframing your mind to accept yourself as 50 pounds lighter. And that's not necessarily the greatest one, because it's such a specific number. So you want to say something more like, "I am healthy and I am looking great and everybody thinks I'm beautiful." Because 50 pounds here or there is not going to make that much of a difference. It's just a number. And you might get to 50 pounds less and think, "Well, now I've got all this saggy skin," or "Now I've got no energy and I'm tired all the time," or "I'm really cold." And you will find something negative. So you have to visualize the end goal, which is, you don't want to be 50 pounds less because it's an arbitrary number. You want to be 50 pounds less because you want to feel healthier and look better. So make your statement something like that. And in the blog post, I actually went into the phrase "I am," and I talked about how I studied Spanish when I was in high school and in college. And there are two Spanish phrases that mean I am. They both are the same one. There's ser, which is I am, and there's estar, which is I am. And estar means I am currently. I am right now. Like I am sad. Estoy sad. Or estoy triste is what it is. And that means I am currently sad. It means that that is something that can change. And then there's soy triste, which is I am sad. And that would mean more I am a sad person. That is not changing. I will always be sad. And they recognize that there's two different ways of saying the same thing, but they mean something completely different, even though it's the same words. And in English, we don't have that. We just have I am. So you have to guess when someone says, I am sad. Are they saying I am currently sad or I am a sad person? You know what I mean? And I think there is great value in understanding that there are so many things that we are accepting about ourselves that are actually just temporary. We don't have to be, like I say all the time, I am depressed. I am a depressive. And I am not. I don't have to be. I can choose to get through it and find ways to become happier. I don't have to be a sad person forever. I hope that makes sense. But anyway, I'm getting off the subject. I wanted to share with you some of my affirmations. And what I've done is I've written them all in my little bullet journal. And what I do is I stand in front of the mirror every single day and I read them to myself, looking into my own eyes and telling myself these things. And so I wanted to share with you, there's a few of them, and they sound very silly and they are very specific to me. And that's one thing you need to watch out for is if you are writing affirmations, they should be specific to you. It's very important. If you find one that you love, and you can look them up, if you look up positive affirmations, you will find plenty of links to loads of lists of affirmations. And there are some people that are well known for their affirmations. Louise Hay, she's, if you look on her site, hers is nothing but positive affirmations, and they're great. But not all of them are going to relate to you. So pick the ones you like. You can use them as is if you feel they really resonate, but it's always best to kind of tweak them that little bit to make them yours. I found a great list. Huffington Post actually had like 100 of them. And some of these are modified versions of theirs. Some of them are modified versions of Louise Hay. Some of them are just random ones I found. If you put in positive affirmations into Google and then hit images, you can find like people have memified so many of these, and they're really good. They're really helpful. And you can find ones for any circumstance. So whatever your goals are, like if you want to write a book, you can have a positive affirmation for having your book published. And some of these are. So let me read them to you, and I'll show you what I do and how best to use them. So these really work. These sort of things, it's all about reframing in your mind, reprogramming your mind to accept positivity instead of negativity, and especially in your self-image. So again, I feel very stupid doing this, but I think they're very helpful, and I think you should all try it. So my first one, and this is what I do. I hold it up and I look in the mirror into my own eyes and I say, today I am brimming with energy and overflowing with joy. And I take a deep breath, and sometimes if I need it, I'll say it again. Today I am brimming with energy and overflowing with joy. My body is healthy. My mind is brilliant. My soul is at peace. I have been blessed with talent and will use it today. I forgive those who have hurt me in the past, and I wish them well. I have everything I need to be successful. Happiness is my choice. I base my happiness on my own accomplishments and the blessings I've been given. Today, I abandon my old habits and take up new, more positive ones. My children look up to me and recognize my worth. I am admired. I am blessed with incredible family and wonderful friends. I acknowledge my own self-worth. My confidence in myself is soaring. Everything that happens now is for my greater good. Now that's an important one because it helps me to accept that there will be challenges. There will be things that happen to me or happen because of a bad choice that I've made. And I recognize that I need that challenge so that I can overcome it and reaffirm that positive statement. Everything is finite. Though these times are difficult, they will definitely end. And again, that's a really important one for someone like me who has chronic depression and has throughout my life and who has been suicidal. you have to recognize that there are going to be times, and some last longer than others, that things are really bad and they will continue to be bad. And even if you're working toward making them better, they don't always change right away. But everything will eventually end. And I've learned that the hard way. I mean, if you want me to put it in perspective, 2 months before I met my husband, and we have 4 beautiful kids, we're celebrating our 5-year anniversary this month. 2 months before I met him, I was in the hospital and was sectioned for having attempted suicide. And I thought my whole life was at an end. I had no reason to live. I had no strong desire to be here any longer. I thought everything was shit and I just didn't want any part of this world. And I tried to commit suicide and I failed, thank God. But 2 months later, 2 months, I met Mark and we fell in love. We had a baby, we had another baby, we had a third baby, we had a fourth baby, and I am super happy now. And I still bear the scars. I don't know if you can see them. I've got lots of scars on my arm and elsewhere from self-harm. But I did not know back then that my life would get better. I was not trusting in that process. I just thought it had been so bad for so long and there was no reason to continue. And thank God I did, because again, I met my husband, I have 4 beautiful kids, and I have every reason in the world to live. And even though I still suffer from depression and anxiety and all sorts of things, I recognize that it will end and that every moment and every era of that depression eventually comes to an abrupt end. Or sometimes it's a more fizzled out end, but it gets better. It always does. And so these are the kinds of affirmations. I won't read all of them. And you can make them religious in tone if that's your thing. You can make them spiritual. You can make them completely factual and logical. Whatever it takes for you to feel that they are real and correct and help you envision your future, that's what you've got to do. It's really important. So the other thing I did, the last thing I did for this, is I actually created for myself some daily and weekly goals. I thought about doing monthly and yearly, but I think by doing things daily and having weekly goals around the daily ones, then they'll just add up through the months and years anyway. So it's not really something that I want things that are going to be done every single day and every single week. So again, I created a spread in my bullet journal for my daily goals over here and my weekly goals over here. And I'm going to try very hard to hit them. Now, my daily goals, I have not hit all of them this week. Which is a big bummer. I was really gung-ho. But for instance, my very first daily goal is to wake joyfully at 6:30 in the morning. Now, I usually get up around 7:15, 7:30. My husband is the one that gets up earlier and gets up with the kids and showers and gets ready for work. And I have the baby with me. So I just kind of stay in bed for a bit and then get up when the kids are about to go to school. But I want to stop that. I want to get up early. I want to shower. I want to do my affirmations. I want to get things out of the way early in the day. But the very first day that I tried this, my insomnia came to me and I was up all night. I literally got less than an hour of sleep and I have a baby. So I was like, it was just not going to happen. So when it came to 6:30, I was just like, oh my God, just let me sleep. So obviously you're not going to hit all of them every day, but that's what the weekly goals are for, because if you create daily goals, then in theory, you would do 7 of each thing every week. But my weekly goals are actually less than that, so that I don't have to worry if I don't hit them all every day. For instance, I put, what did I do? Like exercise. I said I want to do an hour of exercise every single day. But my weekly goal is only 6 hours of exercise. And that is for me so that if I miss a day, I've still hit my weekly goal and it's good. So my daily goals are as follows, and there's not that many of them. So I have wake joyfully at 6:30, shower daily. Now this is a big one because people who are mentally ill and suffering from depression often don't practice good hygiene or self-care. And so I usually shower about 3 times a week, which, is, we won't comment on that. And so reminding myself to do something like that, or brush my teeth every day, and things like that. Those are really important because it's a goal and it's something I can check off a list, which is awesome. So shower daily, brush teeth and hair twice daily, moisturize daily, get dressed each day. That's a big one because I could stay in my pajamas all day. Daily affirmations, meditate for 10 minutes quietly. Now I can do this in the morning before my kids get up. Eat regularly and healthily. That is a big problem that I have, is I don't eat regularly or healthily. Drink tea, not coffee. Coffee, I have a problem. I'm addicted to coffee, but it causes issues for me inside. So I'm switching to tea. And I have stuck to that one this week. Drink 2 liters of water daily. I have a problem. Walk for an hour each day. Write 1,000 words a day other than blog posts. Take 1 class each day. I'm a member of so many online courses and I never actually do them. So that's a big one. Clean living area every day. Now my house is a mess all the time. And so cleaning up after myself and after my kids is a really important thing. Take my vitamins and plan and execute a daily to-do list. These are all very simple things. And they're really easy to check off. So that is why I've created them for the daily ones. They're easy, but for someone like me, they can be difficult. And then weekly, I have published 3 blog posts, published 1 video. That's what this is. 1 live video. Haven't done it this week. 5,000 words written. So again, I want to write 1,000 words a day, but I'm only doing 5,000 a week. So again, I can miss 2 days and be fine. 6 hours of exercise, 1 family outing, 1 finished DIY project, 1 finished art project. These are things for my self-care because they make me happy. All laundry done, bathrooms clean. That's a big one. My bathrooms are disgusting. 1 family game or movie day, and 1 grocery shop a week because I tend to go to the grocery shop and order groceries like 4 or 5 times a week, which is bad. So again, these are all things that I've done to practice self-care, and they are working for me currently, and I plan to update eventually to tell you how it goes. But for now, I just wanted to share this and explain why I'm doing it and how it could maybe potentially help you too. And I hope it has been helpful, and I hope it's giving you some ideas on how you could do this for yourself, because it is a really cool thing to put yourself first, make yourself a priority. It's so hard sometimes for moms. I've got 4 boys under 8 years old. My oldest is 7. And it's hard to put yourself first when you've got other people to take care of, but you have to, because you're no good to anyone else unless you take care of yourself first. So that is what I urge you all to do today. Go out and find a way to put yourself first, practice good self-care, and let me know how you do and if these are helpful. And if there's anything else you want to know, I plan on doing a whole series of posts about how to practice good self-care and some more tips and tricks and vision boards and more affirmations and everything that I can find out and figure out for myself that might work for you. And so I hope that you will share your journey with me, and I'm going to keep sharing mine with you, and I hope that's okay. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to hit the like button, share this if you think it's worth sharing, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.